السلام عليكم. أهلا وسهلا في درس اليوم. Welcome to today's lesson which is about contents and types of Arabic phrases. محتويات وأنواع الجمل العربية. This lesson will provide you with the needed to know terminology of the Arabic words and phrases. Having an idea about the terms of the words in Arabic will assist you to understand the grammatic position of the word, which will lead to a better practice pronouncing the end of each word without adopt how it should look like. Like for example, in today's spoken dialects, most of the time we just silent the end of the word as I read, محتويات وأنواع الجمل العربية. But this is not the case of the modern standard Arabic or the perfect modern standard Arabic. Why this is important? In the modern standard Arabic, the end of each single word in a sentence matters to correctly conjugate them in oral format majorly, plus in the written format. So instead of writing it this way, it will be محتويات وأنواع الجمل العربية. Always the last word in a sentence or in a phrase is silence, right? But in the best practice of modern standard Arabic, we always conjugate with the correct mover at the end of the word based on the word position. So a more or less level of the importance presented in the modern standard Arabic for the end of the word based on the grammatic position is present in today's spoken dialects as well. Without holding you for long, let's go. At first, I would like to show the classification of the words in Arabic in an overview. We have اسم, أسماء, صفة, صفات, فعل, أفعال, مفعول, مفاعيل, شبه مفعول, أشباه مفاعيل, حرف, حروف or أحرف, plural format for حرف. What I want you to understand here, in Arabic, the core word classification, like if we want to go very simple and general, we have three core classifications for the words in Arabic. اسم, فعل, and حرف. So all the words, even adjectives and adverbs, they have to fall in these three categories. اسم, فعل, or حرف. صفات, the adjectives in Arabic, they are considered a type of nouns, but they have their own subcategory as adjectives, but they have to be under ism. When we go to adverbs and semi-adverbs, the adverbs themselves, they are considered a type of nouns in Arabic. Semi-adverbs, they can be prepositions or nouns. It depends on the type of the semi-adverb. I don't want to go through too much details in this overview. I just want you to understand that most of Arab, they considered all the words fall into three categories, اسم, فعل, حرف. But if we go through better classification to understand the contents of Arabic word in a sentence, we need to consider these 6 types of words in Arabic, because if you want to understand the grammatic position of the word, you need to understand these 6 types. Okay, now the classification of nouns in Arabic. If you want to find a type of noun in Arabic or أنواع الأسماء, you find it a little bit complicated and may get lost or overwhelmed with the information provided and you don't know which one is the correct one. I just want you first to understand the different types of noun classification in Arabic based on the nature of the noun. If it is animate noun, inanimate noun, human-related noun, animal-related noun, plant-related noun, still-related noun, place-related noun, or time-related noun. So these 2 type of classifications, they come together because when we have اسم عاقل, it should be اسم إنسان, اسم related to a human. So when we have اسم غير عاقل, this اسم should follow either for اسم حيوان, اسم نبات, اسم جماد, اسم مكان, or اسم زمان. All these here, they are under inanimate noun. This is important when we want to conjugate the correct pronoun or determiner, etc. for the correct noun based on their nature, if it's animate or inanimate. Then you can see also if it's masculine or feminine, اسم مذكر or اسم مؤنث, to put the correct masculine or feminine marks on the noun and their related pronouns, adjectives, etc. Okay, then اسم مفرد، اسم مثنى، اسم جمع singular, dual, plural. This is also important for the conjugations and putting the correct pronoun and adjective format. The same thing for the verb, for the nature of the noun. And then اسم معرفة, اسم nakira, definite or indefinite. So these are the classifications based on the noun nature. Okay, now the type of nouns I want you to know in this lesson, I want you to make sure that you are aware of them. A name or names. In Arabic, generally they are called also like nouns. So asma. But if you want to make it like very clear, it is a name. So you say اسم علم. اسم العلم, it is a name. So أسماء العلم, the plural. We have three subcategories. We have just a direct name, اسم, أسماء, and then a name complex, كنية, كنيات, then a nickname or a surname, لقب, ألقاب. Let's have an example for each. For اسم or name, that's this subcategory, which is like in my case Hannah or Muhammad, Umar, Maryam, Sarah, Hajar. These are just names. And then we have kunya, like Abu Muhammad, the father of Muhammad, Umar, the mother of Umar, Ibn Maryam, the son of Maryam, Bint Sarah, the daughter of Sarah, Abu Hajar, the father of Hajar, so on and so forth. It's so common to use kunya in Arabic. For example, like when you walk on the street, you will hear a lot of people there saying, Ahlan ya Abu Muhammad, like hello Muhammad father, Ahlan ya Abu Umar, hello Umar mother. So it's so common to use this type of naming in Arabic, and it's called kunya. And then we have laqab, which carry both meaning, a nickname or a surname. But most of the time when laqab word is used as a nickname, it is a very well-known nickname for a person. Like for example, Al-Amin for our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Zain al-Abidin, Al-Faruq, Al-Rumi, Al-Jahid. I can say, for example, laqabi, Hanno, but it is not very well-known nickname. So it's not really correct to use laqab in this scenario, because this nickname for me, I'm not a very well-known person, and this nickname is not very well-known for me. In this case, we don't really call it laqab as a nickname. We called it ism dala, like darling name, something like that. And Hakami, which is my surname. So usually if I say laqabi Hakami, people will understand this is my family name or this is my surname. Or I can just say literally my family name, ism عائلتي, my family name is Hakami. Okay, next part. A pronoun, ضمير. The plural, ضمائر. There are a lot of subcategories of pronouns. I'm not going to cover them in here in this lesson, but I just want you to know that a pronoun in Arabic is considered a type of noun. Then we have interrogative noun, اسم الاستفهام, the plural, أسماء الاستفهام. And then اسم الإشارة, demonstrative pronoun, the plural, أسماء الإشارة. اسم موصول, relative pronoun, أسماء موصولة. Then we have صفة, صفات. As I mentioned previously, adjectives in Arabic fall under the category of nouns. It is a major subcategory. It has a lot of subcategories under it. I'm not going to go through all these details in this lesson, but I just want you to know that there are a lot of things to know about adjectives in Arabic and their subcategories. Okay, then when an adjective is used for a comparison, the format change, and in this case it will be named not anymore صفات, it will be named a comparative or superlative nouns. اسم التفضيل, أسماء التفضيل. Or you can say اسم المقارن, أسماء المقارن. Okay, then we have an active participle noun, اسم الفاعل, the plural, أسماء الفاعل. The passive participle noun, اسم المفعول, أسماء المفعول. And then we have a verbal noun. A verbal noun, they look like verbs, but they function as nouns. So, اسم الفعل, أسماء الفعل. And then we have اسم المصدر for a gerundal noun, أسماء المصادر for plural. So, let's go for a quick note, which is that the interrogative tools in Arabic, they are grammatically classified as noun except two of them, which they are the one used for the yes and no question. هل and ألف الاستفهام or همزة الاستفهام. These are considered prepositions, interrogative prepositions. Yes, let's go to the next part. When we want to sort the verbs in Arabic, we can classify them based on the timing: فعل ماضي, فعل مضارع, فعل مستقبل, فعل أمر, or on their negative or positive: فعل مثبت, فعل منفي, or on their need to use an object to give a full meaning or not: فعل لازم, that does not need an object to give a full meaning, or if it needs at least an object or more: فعل متعدي. And finally, if it's for active voice or passive voice: فعل مبني للمعلوم, فعل مبني للمجهول. But what I really want you to know about verbs, that all type of verbs, whatever it is so important to know the root of the verb, which is the infinitive format of the verbs in Arabic. Every verb in Arabic has a root or an origin verb. This origin verb is called جذر or أصل. It is considered the infinitive form of the verb, or even the word that came from that verb or derived from that جذر or root. So we have mainly two types of roots: فعل ثلاثي, and we put the weight of it فعل, so from فعل or verb, so every letter considered one letter in a verb. So this is the root of 3 letters, or 4-letter root verbs: فعل رباعي, and the weight of it is فعلل. Any verb in Arabic has a root of either 3 letters or 4 letters, and very rarely for more than 4 letters. There are some verbs are brought to Arabic, but they are not originally Arabic. They may have a root of more than 4 because they don't have actually a root in Arabic. So just want you to understand, most of originally Arabic words have a root of either 3 letters or 4 letters, and it is called فعل ثلاثي, triplex verb, or فعل رباعي, quadruplex verb. Then after that, every form of these roots, it may have extra letter added to it, and these called weights. Like for example, here we have weight triplex verbs like فعل, where we have the second letter is with shadda, or فاعل, after the second letter we have an extended vowel alif, or أفعل, إفعل, and we have shadda and alif here. تفعل, تفاعل, انفعل, افتعل, استفعل, افعوعل. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 possible complexes of weight triplex verbs that are coming from originally triplex verbs, and 3 type of forms for the weight quadruplex verbs, which is فعلل with تفعلل, افعلل, افعنلل. Just keep this in your note, that whenever you meet a word or a verb in Arabic, try to remove any extra extension or any affixes added to it, and see if the root is from 3 letters, 4 letters, and then try to understand these add weights into the root so that you can understand if it's مزيد ثلاثي or مزيد رباعي, and which مزيد format it is. Okay, this is like just very general idea about how infinitive format are in Arabic language. So after that, it's so important to understand if the verb either triplex or quadruplex, it is a whole verb or it is a defective verb. I know it might seem like a little bit ambiguous and not clear what does that mean and why this is important. I want you to understand these are so important to understand, because when you know the root, how it look like, and if there is any weight on it, and if it is a whole verb or defective verb, you can know the correct conjugation for the verb in different time tenses, which we will learn in future lessons. So let's go for what does it mean a whole verb, فعل صحيح, and a defective verb, فعل معتل. فعل صحيح, the whole verb, is any verb that consists of all the letters in its root verb from consonant letters. There is no vowels at all. So like for example, ذهب, to go, خرج, to leave or to exit, and so on and so forth. But the defective verb, فعل معتل, like for example, ولد, to give birth, صاح, to yell, رعى, to care or to give care. These contain a vowel letter in each. So here we have ولد, the first letter is wa, صاح, the second is alif, رعى, the last is alif مقصورة. So each one of these has subcategories, and these subcategories, as I mentioned, they are so important for the correct conjugation for the verb in different time tenses. So for the فعل صحيح, we have فعل سالم, like a sound verb, there is no problem in it, and the problem is considered in this case hamza. So when it has hamza, it's called فعل مهموس, like أكل, سأل, ملأ. So this has hamza at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, but this hamza is not a vowel, it's just hamza, okay? Then we have فعل مضاعف. فعل مضاعف, it means like a double verb where we have a letter is doubled, either combined with shadda or not. Like for example, shadda, which means to pull, or radda is to refuse, zalzala is to shake ground, rakraka, like for example the water movement. So these containing double inside them, like the form 2 times, or the letter is 2 times, like for example radda is with shadda, shadda with shadda. And then we have 3 subcategories for the defective verb. We have فعل مثال, which has the first letter defective with a vowel letter. فعل أجوف, a hollow which has one in the middle, like for example قام, باع. And فعل ناقص, deficit verb, which the last letter is a vowel, like دعا, نما, سعى. And here I would like to mention there is a very useful resource to understand the conjugation of verbs and their original roots in Arabic, and it is called معجم تصريف الأفعال العربية for أنطوان الدحداح. And even this book, it has like a carry-on version, like very small version. It's called قاموس الجيد في تصريف الأفعال. It is for the same author, أنطوان الدحداح. It is like very handy even for me as an Arab. When I was learning Arabic at young age, I used a lot this, especially the carry-on, the small one, the one you can put it in your pocket or traveling with it in your bag. Now let's go for the type of adverbs in Arabic. Adverbs in Arabic, you may get surprised how many adverbs in Arabic, but it's so important to know the nature of adverbs in Arabic, because adverbs in Arabic are considered actually a special case of nouns that have grammatically the accusative case, which is mansuba. All the time this is accusative, it's all the time mansuba. So let's go for the first one. The first one of adverb, actually it is the object, مفعول به. The second one, مفعول معه, which is considered the with subject or the with object, object. And then we have مفعول مطلق. مفعول مطلق is the adverb of how the action happened. And then مفعول فيه, or we call them الأظرف, which is the adverb that give the meaning when the action was happened or where. They are 2 subcategories, ظرف الزمان, ظرف المكان, which means the time adverb and the place adverb. And then finally we have مفعول لأجله. مفعول لأجله, it is the adverb that give the meaning of the reason why the verb was done. Let's give an example. Here we have this long sentence to show all the different types. We have قرأ محمد والبحر كتابا مطولا, or قراءة طويلة, ليلا طلبا للعلم. It means Muhammad read on sea a book for long, like a long read, nightly, seeking knowledge. So قرأ is the verb, Muhammad is the subject. Then والبحر, and the sea, which means like he was on sea when he was reading, and البحر here is considered مفعول معه. Then what he read? He read a book, كتابا, so this is the object, right? And then مطولا, so how he did this action of reading, for long. And then at which time? ليلا, so we have here مفعول فيه, and even we have the timing, the specific ظرف زمان. And then طلبا للعلم, مفعول لأجله, which is for seeking knowledge. Now let's go for the next part, which is about the semi-adverbs. But just one thing before we go. One of the semi-adverbs, it looks very similar for the function of the adverb of how, مفعول مطلق. So let's move. A semi-adverb, semi-adverbs, شبه مفعول, أشبه مفاعيل. We have الحال, the circumstantial adverbial nouns. These are the one very similar in their look and use for المفعول المطلق, which is the adverb of how. But this is at an advanced level, and even Arabs themselves, they get confused between the definition or the correct terminology for the word in a sentence when it is حال or مفعول مطلق. But don't worry, don't bother much about it. It's just a terminology. It doesn't change the meaning of the word in the sentence. So the next, it is التمييز. التمييز, the differential or the disambiguation adverbial nouns. These are used either to differentiate the exact output of a verb action, or in a comparison, or with unit quantities. Like, for example, if I say I got box, or I say I got 12 box. When I put 12 box, it becomes التمييز. If I just say box, there is no تمييز, it's just box. Okay, and then المستثنى, the exclusion adverbial nouns. This المستثنى always comes after the exclusion prepositions. For example, when I say everybody is gone except Muhammad, Muhammad becomes the exclusion adverbial noun, and it has this grammatic term for defining it in a specific grammatic position in the sentence with the accusative case, which is منصوب. Then we have المنادى, the called noun. The called noun followed always by a vocative preposition. Like, for example, in Arabic we say يا هنا. It's not like oh Hannah. In English, oh, if I was like, for example, oh God, it's only used very rarely in specific situation, but in Arabic it's used all the time when you call someone. And in this case, when I say ya Hannah, when I call, for example, myself Hannah, it becomes al-munada, and it becomes in accusative case, it becomes mansuba. The last type of words in Arabic, the prepositions, حرف, حروف, or أحرف. In Arabic, you cannot imagine how much we use prepositions. There are a lot of prepositions in Arabic. Different types, different uses, different categories, different function. Even there are some prepositions that affect the grammatic position of the words follow behind them or after them. It's so important to understand that, like in Arabic, there are a lot of prepositions used for different purposes, and even in Arabic, more than 70 prepositions if we classify them based on the function. So we have حروف العطف, حروف النفي, حروف الاستفهام والجواب, حروف النداء, حروف التوكيد والتوقع, حروف الشرط والمفاجأة, حروف التعليل, حروف التشبيه, حروف الإنكار والجحود, حروف النهي والردع, حروف التنبيه, حروف التفصيل, حروف المستقبل, حروف الأمر, حروف شبه الفعل. Like, even we have prepositions, they work like verbs, similar to English, right? Anyway, sometimes the preposition does not affect the grammatic case of the word in the sentence. Sometimes they affect. If they affect, they fall into three categories. Either حروف جر, so the particles of genitive case, حروف النصب, the particles of the accusative case, حروف الجزم, the particles of the jussive case. That's what I want you to know generally about prepositions in Arabic. I will make sure that each type or category is explained in a lesson in the future. Don't worry, you will learn them by time. The more advanced you learn Arabic, the more you know about these prepositions and how to use them properly. Okay, now let's go to the last part of this lesson, which is أنواع الجمل العربية, types of Arabic sentences. In Arabic, we have something called a sentence and a semi-sentence, or a sentence like جملة, جمل, شبه جمل, أشباه الجمل. For الجمل, we have جملة فعلية, جملة اسمية. الجملة الفعلية, the verbal sentence, is composed of فعل, the verb, فاعل, the subject, مفعول, the object or the adverb. It can be مفعول به, مفعول معه, مفعول أجله, etc. الجملة الاسمية, we have مبتدأ and خبر, subject and predicate. We have a lot of complex sentences where we have a semi-sentence as a part of a verbal sentence or a nominal sentence, and when we have more than verbal sentence inside a nominal sentence, and so on and so forth. Just want you to know there are very simple and straightforward sentences for nominal and verbal with this single word in each composition or in each content, but sometimes we have more than one word present each content. That just very simply explained to understand how Arabic sentences are formed. And finally, for the semi-sentence or the sentence like شبه الجملة, we have مركب الإضافة, مركب الجر, as some of the semi-sentences or the sentence-like in Arabic. There are more than that, but that's just very common two types of sentence-like in Arabic. Yep, we arrived to the end of this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to learn how to read time in Arabic. It's so useful lesson. You definitely don't want to miss it. Before leaving, please subscribe to my channel. Give the video a thumb up if you find it useful. Share it with friends and family who are interested in learning Arabic. Write in the comment section your opinion about this lesson and every question you want to ask about Arabic and things that you want to clarify their confusion. And follow me on my page on Instagram, Learn Arabic with Hannah. Here I will leave you in peace. شكرا على المشاهدة. مع السلامة.